This is Sizzle Lean, powered by Fit to be Trained, coming to you from the Deep End Broadcasting Studios in the lovely Virginia Beach, Virginia, here in the United States of America. You can find this program on deependbroadcasting.com and subscribe to this network's YouTube channel, Deep End Broadcasting. Want to be part of the 30-day or 60-day transformation? Contact Sizzle Karen on any of her social media platforms at Fit to be Trained. Now here is your host of Sizzle Lean, Karen Dougherty.
2 weeks in a row.
I always forget which way I do what.
I know, I like
I'm like,
Dougherty.
which way did I do it
That's
last
the
week?
easiest. I bet you that's the easiest. Happy Thanksgiving a day early.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve.
I know, I love Thanksgiving. It's
the biggest
probably,
party day of the year.
Yeah, remember it used to be. And I used to work in bars, so that was a night to work too. All day today.
It was kind of fun. You'd always be
was
so
fun.
hungover on Thanksgiving. It was never.
All day today is a great day to work. I remember that more than the partying because I partied all through my 20s on that day, but then I got sober when I was 30 and I was like, all right, now I'll work it. Then I'll make some money. So it was always a big bar day.
Right.
But happy Thanksgiving. I'm ready. I actually put my Christmas tree up this week. I have never I almost said 49
Really?
years.
Before Thanksgiving?
Ever. In 59 years, I have never. I was always really proud of myself when I would get it up the weekend after Thanksgiving, because sometimes it would even be later than that. So this is my very first time. I don't know if that means I'm maturing and then I'm more organized, but it was kind of a goal. I was like, all right, I'm going to try and get that tree up. I just wanted it up. I didn't care if it was decorated. I actually finished decorating it this morning in between jobs.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I've got this beautiful tree. I'm super excited for Thanksgiving this year because I get to really chill out on the actual day. It's just me and my son. And then we have a Thanksgiving celebration on Friday. So that will kind of, I get a pajama day in when everybody else is busy, it's going to be, I feel like I'm stealing a day. I'm kind of excited about it. Because I've done that before where I can admit it now, but I used to go home to Jersey every Thanksgiving when my son was younger and it was more traditional. We were doing more family, my parents were alive and blah, blah, blah. So I told my parents, God rest their souls now, but I told them that I was doing something here in Virginia. And then I told the Virginians that I was going to New Jersey. So I lied.
I don't think I've done that on Thanksgiving. I think on Christmas, maybe.
Have you? I did it on Thanksgiving. It was really cool. I was super proud of myself. And some people knew. So I had told my secret to some people. So it was just me and Maverick, me and my little dog. And it was so quiet.
Mental clarity, right?
Oh, it was so awesome. It was for the whole weekend because Ian was young. It was about 10 years ago. So Ian was young and he went like on a camping trip or something. It was like, oh my God, it was so great. So I did that once, and that's the only time I've ever kind of played hooky on Thanksgiving. So tomorrow is going to feel that way. I'm pretty excited. I won't bore you guys with my Thanksgiving plans. What about yours? Tell me what you're up to.
Just the usual stuff. We're going to do the football show in the morning.
Nice.
We like to do that on Thanksgiving. So we'll spend 2 hours doing that. I think we go live at 8 a.m. We're going to talk the history of fantasy football.
Oh.
Because I don't think anyone knows it really.
Oh.
Like if you ask the question, who invented the fantasy football, right? No one knows that answer.
I don't. Who did?
Well, it happens to be basically our weekly contributor, Dave Dougherty, who's on this program every week.
Really?
He's responsible for basically everyone around the world playing fantasy football. Yes.
You're kidding.
So we'll get the history of fantasy football with our man, Dave Dougherty. Yeah, it's a
what time is that at?
Story. That is at 9 a.m.
Here, Eastern
Yeah,
Standard Time.
yeah, Eastern Standard Time.
Cool.
And that will be live, replay to follow.
Well, I get.
And then we pick all the football games too, because there's the 4 games to follow the next couple of days, and then
That'll be really interesting.
we'll
I'm
watch
gonna
the
try
first
and
game
tune
here,
in.
and then we'll go meet the family for food later.
Right.
And then I'll be dragging my dad around town, taking him home.
Right.
Well after dark, where I'll be exhausted.
I know.
He'll be exhausted. We're wondering what we're both doing out that late.
Driving after dark.
And I will be sober because I'm not going to drink driving my dad around
Right.
town.
Oh, growing up is hard to do, isn't it, my friend?
I'm not going to drink driving around town, period, but much less with my dad there.
Right.
And not even one. I don't even want to put, have you had any alcohol, sir? Yes,
Yeah.
officer, I've had one.
I guess you're right.
So then, okay, you open up the whole can of worms of,
You're right.
because they never believe the one.
No.
And now you got to do everything.
No.
But you don't want to lie to the guy either and say 0, when
No.
you've had one. And so
I think they're like, oh crap. When we answer 1 2, they're like,
yeah.
Now they got to go through the whole rigmarole and make sure that everything's,
If you're a good, honest American, I mean, and honestly, most people have 2 when they have 1.
Right.
So
I even say, why open that can of worms for me? Because I don't know how to stop. But I mean, like you said, even regular people.
I actually have a funny story.
It's hard to have one.
I know. I have a true real life story with that. To be honest, we had a rugby meeting, and it was at one of the local bars on Great Neck Road, which just recently closed because of legal issues.
Oh,
and I was exhausted. We did CrossFit that morning, and where I was going to do CrossFit the next morning, and I literally went to the rugby interest meeting just to kind of show my face, and I was like, you know what? I'm literally going to drink a couple of beers, and that's it. And sure enough, that's what I did. When a couple of people offered me shots, I turned them down.
Right.
And then I realized, okay, I've had 3 beers in 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay.
That's nothing. And it's
right.
And it's PBR. So I should be good to go. So I go ahead and I venture home, and I'm going down Great Neck Road, and I'm passing First Colonial and Mill Dam, which is right by that Wendy's and the gas stations across the street.
I know where it's at. Yeah.
So I passed that intersection, and then sure enough, far behind me, I see these blue lights. I'm like, there's no way they're coming for me. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
I'm not speeding. I don't speed.
Right.
Sure enough, they get behind me, and I get into the other lane, and the car pulls behind me. And I'm like, what? So
God.
I pull into the actual neighborhood, which I forget which one that it is.
Right. It doesn't matter.
And I pull there, and I'm like, okay. And you know how my legs are, and especially it was like deadlift day or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to walk a line either.
Oh no!
I
didn't even.
So I just need to be honest with that. But I'm not drunk either, so I'm like, okay,
right.
I'm fine.
Right.
But at this point, you don't necessarily trust the legal system, and that's how you're going to play out.
I actually had like a stress feeling when you said that. Like you never forget that feeling of being behind.
You just don't know what's going to happen next, kind of in a way. So I'm there, and next thing I know, there's like 4 or 5 cop cars.
Oh my gosh!
And then the officers who come up and start questioning me are pretty young, right? They're very, very young. So I kind of look in my rearview mirror, and I see the cop in the car behind me with like a clipboard, kind of like taking notes. I'm like, wait a minute, these 2 guys are
being schooled.
Yeah, they're learning on the fly. And they said that I ran the red light at Mill Dam, but I don't think I ran anything, to be honest.
Right.
I think they were just pulling me over for
and it was a lesson, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, what red light?
Not a lesson for you.
Unless I completely missed it.
Guys.
And then, I was sitting there second questioning myself, maybe I am drunk.
What happened?
Oh, no. So they actually asked me to, and I'm like, look, I didn't tell them I was at a rugby party because I was going to
Yeah.
So I am now lying to the cops. I'm like, I went to dinner, I was having dinner with my parents, which is whatever, my rugby team's family. I kind of didn't think that was an exaggeration. And they're like, well, where do they live? I'm like, Kempsville. They're like, why would you come home this way?
What?
I'm like, what do you mean? It's the interstate, the Great Neck Road, and it's a straight shot. And the cop's like, I guess that kind of makes sense. I would have gone maybe the other way. I'm like, yeah, well, you
were
could go
they just making conversation
that way
or
too.
why would they even bring that up?
They were just trying to
see if you
I
were
was drunk.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. So making conversation.
And they're like, all right, well, come on out and do these tests. I'm like, look, I can't walk the stupid line.
Oh no.
But I did the ABCs.
Okay.
And then they had me follow the light. They had me follow the light with my eyes.
Okay.
And I did that. And I could tell they didn't seem that I was drunk.
So with the guy with
and they're very stressed. Taking notes? Finally, the guy with the clipboard is the old man. He comes up. He's like, sir, I'm not going to hold this against you one way or the other, but do you mind blowing into this thing? I'm like, if it gets me out of here, let me blow into this breathalyzer. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, cool. Hopefully they don't screw me 3 PBRs in 2 hours and 45 minutes.
I'm terrified.
So I blow, I blow, and it starts beep, beep, beep. And then it prints out 0.015, which is well below the legal limit. Right. Not even close to being drunk. And then they all had the hugest sigh of relief, like they were freaking out, like they were like, oh, like it was a stress relief.
Yeah, because it's like a big lesson for them. They're out there for their first
and then they start talking to me and making conversation about the gym and talking and working out, and everyone's hanging out just talking. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And finally, I'm like, can I go? I'm like, yeah, you're out here.
Well, that's cool because now we know that they are schooled, and it is kind of funny how they were like so relieved because I think that too. Like I remember I got a DUI when I was young, and it was late, and the cop was like, dang it, because I was drunk, and he was like, oh, he was just getting ready to end his shift. So he had to go back and do a bunch of paperwork. So they're as happy as we are that we're not drunk. And obviously for safety reasons too. But I mean, when we are, it's a lot of work apparently. So yeah, that was a long time ago. I haven't had a DUI in a long time. I'm proud to say, but I'm not proud to say I ever had one. It is dangerous to drive drunk. We do not promote that at all. So for trending, I wanted to see what was trending in wellness and fitness, and with it being late November and Christmas coming, it's fun to get your little Christmas list together, and maybe you're thinking you want a little gadget, or maybe you want a weight vest or something for Santa to bring under the tree. There's cool little things to buy that don't break the bank. And then there's cool things to buy that do.
I started asking people what kind of cheesecake they want.
Oh. Well, I'm not allowed to ask those questions on this particular show. But I'm right along with you and you know what? Let's be honest. Let's be authentic here. My name's Sizzle. AKA Karen Dougherty. I eat cheesecake and I'm unapologetic about it. And I love the fact that you asked what kind, like that there's different flavors and stuff like that. Cause now pumpkin, I've never had pumpkin spice cheesecake, but bet you it would be kind of good. Just saying. So I don't hold it against you. No judgment here. I like cheesecake too, but I'm going to keep it on the trending wellness things. And my notes are like all over the place. I was just telling you how organized I am in my real life, and well, my work life isn't. I can't say it's really good. I wanted to start with the wearable AI technology because, like I said, things that put under the tree. That I think it's really cool. Like there's literally a sign on my Pilates reformer that says, "Did you turn your watch on?" And what that is for my clients when they come in, they like to set their little Apple Watches to their workouts. So that way they're told how many calories they burn, and so on and so on. And I think it can get as detailed as you want it to be. So your Apple Watch is a really cool addition to your workout gear if you like stuff like that. I can't wear watches, so they're too annoying. How about you? Can you wear a watch?
I can when I work out.
You can.
Yeah.
I can't wear watches. So
I was a watch
don't.
wearer forever that I stopped.
Mhm.
And I guess I basically could if I wanted to.
Yeah, but it's not like, yeah, like if you're used to wearing, if you're a lot of guys do wear watches. So yeah, I guess you're like, I just can't get used to it. I don't wear any jewelry, even my earrings. My earrings are a little gauged out, but I wear like rubber. Like I'm just not a jewelry person. And then you see people that get married, I have the rubber wedding band. That would be me, because it's hard to wear metal, gold, and especially the expensive stuff when you're a workout person. Fitness trackers and all those AI driven apps are just kind of cool if you're that kind of person that gets motivated by any sort of documentation. And I admit, I track my steps on my phone. I don't have an Apple Watch, but I don't try and get 10,000 steps. I try to get 5, and I don't punish myself, but I just use it as a guide. But there's some people that really this motivates them. And if you're that person, kudos to you. There's so many little trackers out there now. And obviously you can get an Apple Watch or other kinds, I'm sure too. Other little gifts to have under the tree would be the weighted vests. That's something that's more affordable. I think they're under $100, and a lot of people have been using a weighted vest to add some weight to their walk, add some, for strength training. And I'm sure because it's distributed well, that it's not unhealthy for your spine or anything like that. But that would be a concern of mine. But I know it's a trend. And I think the way they make them and have it distributed, because think about it, in CrossFit, we've been using weighted vests and workouts for years, but now they're trending as regular people, not that CrossFitters aren't regular, but you know what I mean, where, women are going for walks with their friends and putting on their weighted vest, or even just putting on your weighted vest to go walk your dog, or, it's just an added way to add calories. And I'm sure they're saying that it builds strength and bone strength and weight bearing kind of exercise benefits, which would be osteo bone strengthening. So that's something that's really popular. And I swear to God, I didn't plan this. Like, I use AI all the time, and AI obviously trends towards what I'm always typing in. So it comes back. Pilates reformer is very popular right now. Oh, well, go figure. I have a Pilates reformer in my garage. But I'll tell you what's more popular is the group fitness. Steve, have you even heard of Club Pilates and group Pilates reformer classes? Just curious. If you haven't, that's not weird. I'm just wondering if you have.
I mean, my algorithm comes across some of that stuff. So yeah.
Does it? Oh, so see, that's what I'm asking, is because there was a time where Pilates reformer, people didn't even, know what it was. And that's so cool that you as a male, it's coming across and I'm getting more males on my roster. I have 3 of them right now, which is a lot for me at one time. So I love the idea that this trend with Pilates reformer is getting
I would say as a neutral party, I feel like it's gaining momentum rather than slowing down.
Now I wonder how long it'll last. That's interesting, because you think of
there's a lot more emphasis on joint movement and stuff like that.
Because think of the what was that one that was out during COVID, the bike, I hate it when I can't remember stuff, but it was so,
I know what you're talking
so popular. Peloton,
Yeah,
the Peloton. And I'm not saying that Peloton's not popular. They've really added. Little side note, I wanted to apply for a job with them. Oh my God, you make great money and it's freaking cool, but it's really hard to get in. And just for saying it, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna put that on my things to do. See if Peloton's hiring. Oh, what a fun job that would be, because everything's virtual. But and the pay is fantastic. So trainers don't leave. you know so side note, but remember, even the Peloton has lost its, it was so popular, everybody was talking about it, so even that's lost its strength. So everything goes in circles, it comes and goes. So I'm sure the Pilates reformer will too, but it is kind of cool that it's popular right now. The next guest that I'm getting is, I followed this Retro Fitness Babes page. You got to follow it. You would like it. It's all these pretty girls from the 80s and 90s. But I love it, not just because of that, but because they bring up old workouts that we used to do and these old VH cassettes I used to do. And it's just a really cool, fun page. And I've chit-chatted with the founder of the page. Super cool. I've really enjoyed myself. That's what I love about social media. You can really make friends in the internet world. But anyway, I got this gal. I was following her because she was so, like, I don't know, had really good taste. It was like her page was spunky. She was retro. She's younger than me. But then I went into her page to research more, and here she's a Pilates reformer trainer, just like me. And I'm like, wait a minute, I love this girl. I've got to know her. So I reached out, and like I said, I've been following her for a little while, and I reached out and she said yes. So that's what's cool. You'll hear from two Pilates reformer trainers next week, or the following, or coming soon, I should say. So that's always fun. Lior, she was here. She was a Pilates reformer trainer, but we weren't really talking about that. But we'll dive into a little more of that and talk about the reformer so y'all can learn. It is the coolest piece of equipment. It really is. And because it's trendier, you can get group sessions, so it's not as expensive. Exercise programs for older adults. So they're really, all of us from the 80s are now, like myself, 59 years old and older. So a lot of that, I'm trying to bring back. I did a low impact cardio class this morning, and I turned the camera on and I said, look, we can get fit without, you don't have to do jumping jacks. You don't have to run around the block. You don't have to do push-ups. There's many ways to get in shape. And some, that old step class and those old aerobics classes, I am hoping maybe some people will catch on to that and do it with me, because it's fun. I even had the coolest playlist, but it didn't work this morning, so I had to kind of just use mine. But I used music from Saturday Night Fever. I used old Philly Motown stuff. I mean, Motown's out of Detroit, but Philly, it was really popular. Oh my God, it's going to be so fun. I hope that it's a live class that I do here in town. So I always have people in the class with me, but I hope that you guys will join virtually. It's super fun. Exercise programs for older adults. That's me. And here's something else that's kind of trending: mitochondrial health and longevity. What the hell is that, you might say? Rising wellness trend focusing on energy recovery and anti-aging. And I think what they mean is kind of like the Medi Spa to the spa. Like the spa used to be a place that girls would go to and get rejuvenation stuff like massage and facials, and maybe you'd get your nails done or stuff like that. and now it's become medi spas. You've probably, Steve, as a male, have you heard that term, medi spa?
Yes.
Medi spa means like Botox, filler. You can get a little more of that lighter, and the facials have gotten more intense and more, deeper, longer downtime. So I think that what they're getting at here is a lot of the fitness stuff, like we're getting into more medical stuff. Well, hey, the Ozempic took off like crazy last year. So there's a lot more of that kind of stuff being looked at. And I would call it like scientific fitness, where we're trying to figure things out, where back in the old days it was like you just use steroids or not, and now they have like hormone replacement and that GL, the Ozempic style stuff. I don't like to state an opinion either way on that kind of stuff because I don't know enough about it. Peptides is something that has gotten really popular, and our friend Stephanie Rafkar came on the podcast last year. I can't believe we're closing out on 2025, but we are, and Stephanie was out twice in 2025. But peptides, she's the peptide queen. So if you ever want to learn about that more, deeper health and fitness or wellness kind of stuff, I'll say, listen to some of the podcasts we've had in the past, and then obviously this mitochondrial, which that's like a word that I had in college with anatomy and physiology. So that's a big word. I'm not even going to try and break it down for what it means for fitness trends, but that's my guess. Modified fitness challenges seem to be on the rise, and I've never been into those, but as a trainer, I should try more because some people like to really participate. Have you ever done like a challenge where you're like a 30-day? Like obviously I do transformation packages, but I'm talking more like the squat challenge where you do 10 squats a day for 30 days. Have you ever done anything like that?
Yeah. I've done the 1,000 burpees in a month several times.
And that's
and
a
I've done the squat
motivating
challenge and all that.
Yeah, that's cool. So I mean that gives me an idea because that came up on this, like to do fitness challenges. It really helps. Some people
I'll tell you
really
what,
motivate.
if you do 1,000 burpees in a month, you move a lot better.
1,000 burpees. I'm not even selling that kind of fitness. So all my clients will be like, to the moon, Alice. Right. No burpees here. But there was a day where I would have liked doing that. And our friend Tammy Saunders, she is the burpee queen. Do you follow her?
I do.
Yep. She's always doing a burpee and a box jump and a burpee and a jump over and a burpee and a pull. And she even talks about it because she loves them. She always teases like, I'm the only person on the planet that likes burpees. I used to be late to class all the time. So I used to have to do burpees for my punishment. And I had the best arms. So burpees are really good for your upper body, especially looks wise. I was younger, but I don't know if I could hack doing 10 burpees every day. Because I used to go to CrossFit like 5 days a week then. And so I'd probably do 50 burpees and then we'd get workouts.
Once I kind of get going here in a little bit, I'm going to do some sort of a burpee little challenge.
You are? Why? You just go big or go home, don't you? That's just you. You're like, I'm doing all or nothing. I'm not easing in. I'm going to do burpees.
I know the results of it. It'll just be part of the workout in general.
And maybe you like them. Do you like them? Some people do. I mean, I don't hate them. They used to make my arms so gorgeous. And like I said, our friend.
They serve the point of what they're supposed to do. Just get you tired fast, and it's kind of a mental toughness thing. And
well, they use every muscle in your body if you think about
yeah,
it.
no, you do. Yeah, you use every muscle.
And it's kind of like throw yourself on the ground, pick yourself back up. So it definitely is like a survival kind of, I mean, there's skills that we need to have, so even though we like to joke them and how miserable they are an efficient exercise. That is for sure. Timely topics for late November is the holiday fitness survival guide. Like, how are we going to do it? Oh no, all the yummy food is coming. I don't feel that way. Anybody that knows me, anybody that trains with me, this is a time for us to enjoy, not go crazy, but this is a great time to learn balance. And last year we were so good at it. I can't get on, I almost said get on the radio. I can't get on a microphone and lie. I'd love to, but I can't do it. We have not been tracking our food. My group, I usually really get strict right at Halloween, and I probably have even said it in past podcasts, and this year we've been slack. Now, I personally, and when I say we've been slack, I'm going to say we've been slack on the tracking. All my clients are in a weight loss period right now, and they're achieving, and they're all doing really, really good. And what's happening is they're motivated because once you hit that hook, like you lose a little bit of weight, it motivates you. You're like, all right, party's on now, so they're really behaving. And I think that's why, and I am too. And I think that's why we're not tracking. I know that's why I'm not tracking, but I haven't really been on them. And that is why. So I couldn't lie and be like, oh yeah, we're all tracking our food, we're doing great. But all of us do seem to be doing really, really well. Stress and recovery. We talked about that last week. Tune into our last week's episode if you are like anything mental illness. Last week's episode ended up being an hour and 7 minutes. I don't know what it is about that time. We either go an hour and 7 minutes or like 50 some. And it's really good. It talks about anxiety. What I like that we talked about authentically was recovery from, maybe you were trying to recover from alcohol, but what if you're not in recovery too? I want to be people to be able to talk openly about that too. It's not all about when you quit drinking. There's a time when you're in, and I was drinking actively for 7 years, and I still had to have fitness and wellness in my life. So this is not an alcohol-free zone at all. So don't ever feel that way either. And there are ways to drink responsibly, obviously, through the holidays. We talk about that all the time, water, eat before you go to the party, blah, 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 stuff like that, because that's good with just food intake too, and survival mechanism for getting through, overeating in situations and parties. But if you tend to be a happy drinker, and I say that with a big smile, you can't see me, because I loved drinking. Drinking is fun, but my situation was different. So, but if you're a happy drinker, just make sure you're eating enough and drinking enough water, because then you won't have to deal with the hangover and all that kind of stuff. This is a great time of year to be grateful. And look, I look at my clock and it's 1:11. So 11:11 is the special number, but 1:11 is too. And I'm grateful to you, Steve, that we get to do this podcast almost weekly. We're coming up on a year. I'm grateful that you lend the space to me and have been supportive and all that good stuff for the Sizzle Lean show.
Oh, thank you.
But
Well,
seriously,
I'm grateful for you doing it and putting your heart into it. And it's not easy doing what you're doing, to be honest.
well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. It actually is one of the funner parts of my job. I've got a really
Once you
fun
get into,
job.
you just got to get into the flow. And once you find your groove, then it actually is a lot of fun. You're putting your mind to it. It's a great mind exercise just to do this job.
Well, it forces me to look up stuff. I learn something every single week. No, none of us know everything about everything. And I always it's really helped me. It makes me reach out to people, and which sometimes can be uncomfortable, but I'm always thrilled that I get to have these interviews with these people. Some of them I know well, and some I don't. I've met them through the internet or followed them and wanted to know things about their career and stuff like that. So it does force me to go out of my comfort zone. And you know how they say we're not living life until we're out of our comfort zone.
Right.
So it does force me to do some really healthy things for myself. And these people bring so much to this space, I've never had anybody on the show that didn't bring something to us and always give us a good show, a good laugh, a good whatever. But
Or
usually
teach us something.
yeah, usually learn something for sure. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get obviously I'm gonna have to thank all our guests with the year coming to an end, but maybe I can think of something special. Or maybe AI can. I don't know what I ever did before there was Chat GPT.
Send them a nice card.
Something, yeah. Maybe we could do something special like a reunion. They come back on 2026. Heck, I'd love to have a check-in with people, or even have them just send a 5-minute, what are they doing now? What's going on? Like, is Nicole doing a bodybuilding show? How is Caroline doing with her business?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Rhodes. What's going on? How's J&A Racing coming in? They have more marathons, coming 2026. So, yeah. I'll try and come up with something. Or like I said, good old Chat GPT helps me out, or Copilot. So gratitude. This is a great time to be thankful for our health. Thankful that we can even do some of the moves we can do, or even work towards new programming. And this was cool. I didn't get to include this in, but it says winter wellness kits, and I'm like, what's that? And it says share your TSA friendly travel wellness kit ideas for listeners heading out of town. And I was like, like I said, we learn something every week. Now, granted, I didn't get to do that, but I'm wondering, what is a TSA friendly travel kit? Tune in the next following weeks and I'll be able to possibly tell you that. But I guess things to bring on the plane that go through customs or whatever with no problem. But with
Oh, yeah. They must know. Yeah, it must be something they're familiar with.
yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool. But I'm going through my notes before I close out.
I saw red light therapy bulbs on Amazon.
I love red light therapy. I use it for my face.
They were like $50 to $100.
I'd love to get my own because it's really good
Does that
for
give you a
healing.
tan?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything that way like you think.
Right.
It's, in fact, you're in there and you don't really get to see any result like a tanning bed does, but I do feel like I get results, and it does get warm. So the heat, and it's relaxing, and I go in for 20 minutes, and I at least do once a week. I try to, but I'd really love to do twice a week. But I feel like it does really, really help. I don't know what I could tell you definite, except for fine lines. It gives me a chance to relax. It supposedly produces collagen. And it helps with healing. That's why I want my own, because I want it for Ian's ankle when he goes in for surgery, because it helps with any kind of deep surface stuff. And I usually don't believe in a lot of stuff, but I do believe in that red light. I'm glad that you brought that up, because that was a couple weeks ago too. We do talk about some interesting stuff in here. I hate to pat myself on the back with this podcast that you and I have created, but I think it's pretty darn good. Practical movement tips. I remember thinking, definitely. Oh, there's our timer. I'm going to stop it and start thinking about closing, because Steve, I don't want to hold you up. You've got some good podcasting coming. So holiday fitness mindset. I want everybody to have a great holiday tomorrow. I want you to be able to eat with guilt-free, shame-free, enjoy. Just try to refrain from overdoing it. And if you're really struggling with, a weight loss problem or stuff like that, obviously contact me and we can talk further into that. Maybe there is more programming that you personally might need, but I want people to stop the guilt and shame stuff around food. Like Leor's podcast was so good about that, how she talked about that. The shame and the guilt around food is really ridiculous in a way. So enjoy yourself. Eat grandma's food that she worked so hard, or eat the little dessert. Just be mindful. That's all. You just don't want to go crazy. So then you feel like crap later, both ways, physically and mentally. Take time with your family. That is the most important thing. Time. Give yourself permission to enjoy time. Like I was talking on the phone with a friend last night, and I was like, God, I've been on the phone so long, I should probably get off. But we were really enjoying talking, and some serious things had gone on. Like her mother had just passed away a couple weeks prior. Then she lost her dog. And even though we had moved past that conversation, we were still fully conversing. There was nothing that was pressing me. And I just thought to myself, God, just sit in and enjoy. And we were on that phone for a while. That's why I got so much of my tree and stuff done. Like I really settled into the conversation and spent time with my girlfriend. And it was really wonderful. And I think I always was the type of person that I'm always really busy, and I have a busy schedule. So I'm thinking, what's the next thing? Don't stay in the moment, especially this weekend. It's Thanksgiving and you've got your family trapped. It's really like everybody's got to come to this meal and really enjoy yourself. Listen to what's going on with your family members. Once I really settled into that conversation with her, it was such an enjoyable time. Don't worry about what's coming next. Stay in the moment. So with that, I will let everybody get on with their Thanksgiving festivities.
Oh, nice.
And I hope that you have a great, great, great weekend too, Steve.
Sizzle, you have a great Thanksgiving, and
Thank you.
everyone out there listening, have a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. Be safe.
I never tire.
Relax and have some fun.
Yes, relax and have some fun. Watch football. What else do we do? Eat, relax, watch football, relax. I'm gonna have a pajama day tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Sounds lovely.
I know it does. You'll have yours on Friday, maybe, and then I'll be out doing.
I'll be working a little bit Friday.
I'm just flipping. I'm just flipping the script.
All right, Sizzle, good job.
Thank you. Have a great one. Flipping the script.